You seem to be motoring pretty good coming across the street there.
I was trying to hurry. That was about as fast as I could go. I was trying to hurry. That lady in that red SUV was really nice of her to wait for her to let me cross. So I get moving too fast, I trip myself.
All right, here we go.
Okay.
And our free video stream on Red Digital TV. You can look for all of our broadcast links at WCCS Radio.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, and WCCSradio.com. Peter Yacavone with us this morning. Our conversation presented by Marcus and Mack, voted Best Law Firm and Best Personal Injury Lawyer 3 years in a row. In the Best of Indiana County contest, visit them online at marcusandmack.com. It's commonly known as Lou Gehrig's disease. It's amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, ALS, and Peter has that disease, which is progressive and very aggressive at times, and he's come by this morning to share his experiences. Peter, good morning.
Good morning.
It's good to have you with us here again today. Have to ask you how the event went for 911 at the Fire Academy and how you personally did, because this was going to be your last stair climb.
Yeah, it was a great event, like always. We had a great time. Everybody turned out that I expected to be there, and we had some civilians that were there that kind of got an education about what happened and what the guys would have been, kind of what they would have been going through when they were climbing the towers the day of the attack. A lot of camaraderie, just a great day.
A lot of guys did that in full packs too, didn't they?
Yeah, you can see how some of them will start out in full packs and get about 10 in and they're done. And then as the day goes on, everybody starts kind of wimping out a little bit. But a few of the guys did to go the whole way and then some.
Nice, nice. And you got to do the stair climb with your granddaughter?
Yes, well, if you watch the video, I call her Meatball, but Meatball and I go down. She loves going up and down the steps. She has a good time with it. So it was important for me to do that with her.
Yeah, so. I bet. So we're talking this morning about you and ALS.
Yeah.
And when you're living with ALS, you are really living with it, isn't you? It's a part of you. It's your roommate.
Yeah, it sucks. I mean, it's hard.
Yeah.
Some days are worse than others.
You were diagnosed when?
February of this year.
February of this year.
Yep.
So take me back to the weeks or months before then when you began to notice that something wasn't right.
So I can recall the first time I started having a problem. I was at Indiana Bone Gun Club practicing for a defensive pistol shoot, and I was having a hard time pulling the trigger on my gun. So I left it go for a little bit. I actually went to the shoot that weekend, and I quit the shoot right in the middle of it because I couldn't, for some reason, I just couldn't do it. So I left it go and did other things, like I didn't go to the doctors right away, but chiropractors, exercises, and different little things, and kept letting it go. August, and that was about in December. I don't remember what year it was, but that was in December. In about August or September, which would have been about a year ago, I'd started noticing it in my left hand also. And then, I work over at the courthouse, and everybody started seeing like funky little things with my hands. So I went to my PCP, who referred me to the Motion Institute. Went through 3 tests there. They recommended to go see a neurologist, and I ended up with a neurologist down at AGH.
Where the diagnosis was made.
Yep, in a matter of no time at all. My first visit with them down there, they automatically said it was some kind of motor neuron disease, which is like saying you got heart disease. It encompassed a bunch of different things, Parkinson's and MS and things like that. So it was like in general diagnosis, and that was within 10 minutes of seeing the lady down there.
So you were diagnosed in February.
Yes.
And I'm sure they start a treatment protocol for you right away, or maybe I shouldn't say I'm sure. Do they? Is that how they go about it?
So they drop that bombshell on you, and then you schedule another appointment to get a little bit more serious about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, so that's kind of what happened with me. So blood work was done, and more tests were done after that, and then you start. They hook you up with an agency called JourneyMate, who's like an ALS support group.
Say it again.
JourneyMate.
JourneyMate.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they just kind of guide you through. They don't really do a lot of the legwork for you, but they guide you through a lot of the stuff. So they start you on three different types of medications were prescribed for me. Relizio, Radicava, and I forget the other one. It was a powder.
So you start with these 3 medications.
Eventually, yeah, it was not easy getting the Radicava.
Oh yeah.
Not at all. It took an extra 6 months, and really arguing with the insurance company over it.
Wow. So here we are in September. The disease is diagnosed in you in February.
Yep.
And we always hear about how progressive the disease is, as I said earlier, how progressive and aggressive the disease is. How has it been with you?
Well, it's moving along pretty good.
Yeah.
So when I got diagnosed in February, and before that, I could kind of walk normal. And you see me come across the street. So
it was a struggle.
Yeah, it's a struggle. Like your muscles progressively get weaker, and it gets harder you just lose your mobility.
Yeah. You were having balance problems coming across.
It looks it. Yes. I'm not dizzy. I'm not lightheaded. I'm not. I mean, I took a pain pill this morning, but I'm not doped up or anything. That's just kind of how it goes.
You have to watch yourself though when you walk, that you don't get yourself get ahead of yourself, literally.
Yeah, really. I'll drag my right foot and trip myself. That seems to be the new trick.
Yeah.
Now, so, and if I get moving really fast, I'll go down. I'll stumble and go down.
ALS is certainly something that we hear a lot about now, much more than we did before. Did you go through the process after you were diagnosed of trying to figure out how it was that you came to have it? Because I understand there's really no way to say.
I went through a lot. On the drive home from Pittsburgh, man, my mouth was running hard. Mean, hateful. I mean, absolutely mean and hateful.
Yeah.
So when I first got home, I just kind of sat on it for a little bit, and then I Googled it up, and I can tell you, if you Google up ALS, don't read the Wikipedia version of it. You'll want to go stand out in traffic and get run over, like that was doom and gloom. ALS.org is the ALS Foundation I deal with a lot, or organization I deal with a lot. That website has a beautiful explanation, well, not beautiful, the best explanation of what this disease is and how it progresses.
Yeah. So they're the go-tos.
Yeah, they're my go-to people. They will point you in the directions. We had I can't remember the girl's name right now. She came into the house and met with us and made recommendations for quality of life, just for everyday living and looking into the future, what's going to happen, equipment and things like that. So I'm going off of her recommendations, and they're working out good.
You are able to still do things on your own, which is wonderful. But you need a lot of help.
Yeah, basically the only thing I can do on my own is get up out of my chair and walk. You would not, like, mentally it will kill you when you realize you cannot even open a Ziploc bag because your fingers simply just don't work.
Yeah.
You would be amazed. Like, I could tell you, take your thumb and your pinkies and tape them down, and limit the use of your other 6 fingers. Try and open a Ziploc bag.
From what you've been told and from what you've read, and maybe even in talking with other people who have ALS, are yours typical symptoms? Does it manifest itself in other ways with other people?
Exactly. Everybody is different. I've only been talking to one person, and actually, him and his wife and we all went to the same high school together. It was really bizarre when I found out he has it, and it started for him differently than it started for me. And for me, I guess I could say I was the textbook case, because there's different forms of it, but the basic two that I can tell you is the two ways it either starts externally and works its way in, or it starts internally and works its way out. So if it's starting internally on its way out, is worse than what I got going on, because then it starts affecting your speech, eating, and breathing right away. Where that's not there, and it's just in my hands and legs. And typically when you read about it, that's basically what they tell you. The symptoms are weakness and muscle twitches in legs and arms, and it slowly starts to come in on you.
Pete Yacavone with us this morning, and we're talking about his battle with ALS, which began earlier this year. As you look forward from this point on, and you know what the statistics say about those who suffer from ALS. I'm sure there were moments when you really despair.
Oh yeah. Oh, buddy, when I have a meltdown, I have a meltdown.
Yeah.
Like you get so, like if you ever, it's hard to say, like I just said about opening a Ziploc bag.
Yeah.
It's the little things that just, you'll blow a gasket. I've smashed, I don't know how many cereal boxes off the counter because you couldn't get it open.
Yeah.
And you just get frustrated, and then your back hurts, and then you're tired. And then when you get really, really frustrated, it gets much, much worse because now you're in a hurry and you're trying to move, and it's ugly.
Yeah, you're trying to be what you used to be.
Yeah. So you got a lot of things go, and that was hard. That's the hardest part. I mean, I look at my life and what I did and how active I was with the fire company, with woodworking. I was huge into sport shooting, and I haven't picked anything up in a long time. I just look at the stuff sitting there, and it's like you don't want to put yourself through the drama.
Yeah. So with all of those moments of despair, are there glimpses of hope? Are there moments when you, because of the support of those around you, because of the help that you know is there for you, because of your own inner strength, you're able to pick yourself up?
Yeah. So when I got diagnosed, I did not keep my mouth shut about it. So my mouth was running like this is what they told me, and I thought, well, wait a minute, that was too quick. But now we're looking into it. Man, it's the way it's going to go. So my support group around me, with Linda and the staff at the courthouse, has just been utterly amazing. I don't know, I can't thank that building over there enough for their generosity and their support. It does get a little bit annoying at times, but you know, somebody comes, do you need something? No, I'm good. But
It's good to know.
you don't get mad at them, but you get agitated.
Sure.
But it's all in good meaning. They all mean well. Just love them to death.
It's just people who care.
Yes.
Yeah. Pete, I want to thank you for coming in and sharing your experiences with us today. Obviously, everybody wishes you all the best, and there are probably hundreds and hundreds of people praying for you
Yeah.
as you go through this.
You get a lot of that. Couple things real quick. ALS.org and IamALS.com has a lot of good information on there about those, and they do a lot with ALS support. So they're huge. And Team Gleason, a lot of equipment rentals and looking into different equipment, not the fun stuff that nobody wants to talk about.
Sure. Well, we appreciate your visit with us here this morning. You've opened up a few eyes.
Yeah, that's one thing you hear a lot of is, I don't know anybody that had it, or, you know, or what is it, going on and on. This disease has been around a long time,
Yeah.
but there's not enough of us. I was looking up statistics last night, just so I had them. In the U.S., in the United States, according to the CDC, 5.2 people per 100,000 have ALS. That's a very low number.
Sure.
It's very difficult to treat a disease when you don't have a lot of people to work on.
Yeah.
That's, you know.
But it's got people who are working on it, and we're hoping for better things for the future. Peter Yacavone, our guest here this morning on Indiana in the Morning. Thanks so much.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
It is the voice of Indiana County. It's WCCS 101.1 FM, AM 1160, WCCSradio.com at 827. That was very brave.
Yeah. I got through it, but I'm having a mental breakdown, so that was the biggest part.